you are joining us. It is brunch time with Maiyegun live. And thank you once again for joining us. Remember, after reading the caption of the broadcast, right? Read the description, then like it and share it. But one more thing, right? And that is brunch time is also an open mic. Just a reminder. Simply means that if you just feel like, you know what, I want to say something. That number on the screen is a WhatsApp call only kind of number, right? So you can phone in, right? And yeah, contribute. So this morning, while everyone was anticipating on what was going to happen in the court as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu started, or should we say, opened his defense today as ordered by the court, since they insisted that he's got a case to answer. So this morning, friends, legal team, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself, and then there's so many other well-wishers thronged the court, Federal High Court in Abuja this morning. One of them is Sowore, who has been disturbing the water enough that the supposed government or the people in government have become so triggered, right? And they have continued their illegality, including illegal arrest and detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer, as well as a brother. Sowore led some other well-wishers to go give moral support to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in court today. And then, of course, he met with Kanu in the lobby of the court. So in the courtroom, that's when the judge was notified that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be representing himself. He will no longer use his lawyers anymore. As the lead counsel, Kanu Agabi, the lead counsel for Nnamdi Kanu's legal team, right, notified the court, and then the court announced it, which means they all had to vacate the court. So it will now be Nnamdi Kanu versus Nigeria in the real pictorial kind of like a theatrical sense of it. So we're going to start from, because of our time, we're going to start from the journey to the courtroom this morning, because that too was also like the journey to their detention again for Sowore. We're going to get to that part. So first, on their way to the courtroom.
So we are going to number 8. I don't know whether they know it themselves. So all right. Follow up. Okay, boss, let's go and do that. Yes, please. I just want to hang around for. Did you call them?
Just send people. So where are you? So sure. No. Let me get the boat.
November what?
Sorry for that, poor visual. But the lobby, like I said, where Sowore met with Mazi, Nnamdi Kanu, as he was being led to the court. So they saw each other. And of course, they embraced with Sowore telling Nnamdi Kanu, you will be out soon, right? Just before the whole court process began. This short exchange or exchanges.
You'll be out. Mazi. Yes. Mazi. You'll be out. Mazi.
It was Mazi Nnamdi Kanu telling Sowore to be strong. Sowore was there to give him moral support physically, and it actually worked out well. You see, the man that millions of people all over the world are currently advocating for his release from the unjust detention, illegal detention, which they call persecution. Meanwhile, it is persecution. So Nnamdi Kanu has called his witnesses, and the show is about to get started. I'll try to break it down for you a bit as well. All right, what is going to happen? So after that exchanges, it was time for, well, the defense. So the lawyers, everybody was like sat, and the judge ordered, right, before the bombshell was dropped. But this was Nnamdi Kanu walking into their courtroom, a place that he's very much familiar with now. So, when the court resumed their sitting, after everybody kind of have to like settle down for the judge to come in. So now today's business. What are you starting with? So the lead counsel approached the court, the bench, and told them that they would no longer be representing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu based on his request. And they have been withdrawn from the case with immediate effect. And when they asked Mazi himself, he was like, yeah, I'll be representing myself now. Because what is the point when lawyers were filing proper filings, right, for his to have access to his medical medical treatment, to effect the supposed the Supreme Court judgment to his letter, right, and applying for what do you call it, his bail also being denied, and all of that means that not just that. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been denied the independent, sort of like freedom of meeting with his own legal team, discuss his case and how they are intended. They are going to actually fight his case. It's not allowed. His lawyers are not allowed to jot anything they heard from him. They are not allowed to go into his, So it was like, this is a pure mockery. There's no point in bringing all these lawyers with all of their experiences and their expertise against a system that is completely rigged. So if they want to ridicule themselves, Nnamdi Kanu is actually up to the task. So starting from, you see, when you hear that Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers have withdrawn, doesn't mean that he's not going to get a legal counsel still. It's just that no lawyers will have to represent him in court. So in the courtroom, he is going to be his own lawyer. He will be the one to cross-examine all the witnesses that is already called, including the ones that the DSS and others have used, if he needs to call them to stand again. Yesterday, we disclosed the list of those Nnamdi Kanu want to take the stand based on their different roles in Nigeria's government's effort to try to crush the IPOB, which has now led to the ethnic killings sponsored by the government of Nigeria. So these guys have said a lot. A lot of them have done so much openly, even behind the scene, mostly behind the scene. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he is not just inviting them. It's like it's going to be a pure show time. You know what they mean by that, right? Where the whole world will be entertained with the madness going on in Nigeria, that they have tried so well, so much, spent so much, right, to use their propaganda in, changing the narrative. So this is probably going to be the biggest show of shame of the Nigerian, not just Nigerian government, of the Nigerian judiciary, if they finally take the bait. Nnamdi Kanu is baiting them right now, because what is the point in trying to kind of like appear logical with illogical people, with people who would never do anything according to the law or by the law? No, just their own thing. So the right thing to do is just to further expose them and let them make mockery of themselves. So he's baiting them. And to those of you who are probably thinking, why would he do that? Maybe you have not really been following. Maybe because the news of Nnamdi Kanu this, Nnamdi Kanu that in the last few days is why you are probably getting interested again. You have not been following. In February this year, right? Listen to this. In February this year, Nnamdi Kanu had to, in the court, he had to rest his own lawyers, watching how the government, the Tifnumbu's lawyers, how they are trying to kind of like trample the same law, their own law, trampled it upon his head. And Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers, right, they are just giving this guy the what they call the courtesy, lawyer, or what do you call that thing, professional courtesy. Nnamdi Kanu couldn't take that. And what was the issue? Last year, I think it was around there, October or so, right? When the Supreme Court said they should go and retry Nnamdi Kanu, they sent him back to the woman who initially found him guilty until appeal court said he wasn't guilty. They sent him back to that woman. And prior to that, the woman, herself, had already recused herself to say, okay, you know what? I've been accused of a conflict of interest, so I'm not going to be part of this anymore. When Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers pushed that, then the president of the Court of Appeal, been a president of, I don't know what you call them, the one that controls the judges that handles the High Court, High Court. They now wrote again and said, no, Binta Nyako cannot withdraw, that she should go back and finish the case. And the fact that she sent her own recuser to say, I'm withdrawing from this case, and she gets sent back to it, enough as kind of like a disqualifier that Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers couldn't get Nyako to recuse herself until February this year. It was a very heated argument in their courtroom, if you remember. A day after that, Nyako recused herself, withdrew herself straight away from the case before they now gave it to Omotosho. So he's up to the task, and I'm going to share that with you. So Nnamdi Kanu lists the following, and it is not by accident. So those of you, now let me clear something quickly. Nnamdi Kanu doesn't need to win any case inside the Nigerian courts anymore, to start with, because it is obvious that the criminals who are holding him, they have a predestined kind of like, conclusion, which means they have what they planned, either the plan of just keeping him there in perpetuity. Even if the court releases him, they won't release him. So when you are dealing with people like that, there's nothing to prove to them anymore. He's defeated them in their court. He's got them so confused. He's made them to break their own laws and to disobey their own courts and violate international laws too. So he doesn't need to prove anything. To those of you who are thinking, maybe he needs to prove something he needed to win them. No, he's already won. You see this whole thing you are watching, this whole thing you are seeing is 100% political. And therefore, Nigerian courts is not where the issue of Nnamdi Kanu will be settled. So it's a waste of time bringing all these lawyers in, dressing with gown, when most of what they argue, most of the evidence they present, they will never be admitted. So what do you think he's going to prove? Do you think he's coming there to come and win them? No. He's baiting them, and he knows that they won't really take it. Either way this goes, he wins. So he's listed the people he wanted to come out and talk in court, in the courtroom, so that imagine that scenario where Buratai the butcher is seated in the dock. Okay, not in the dock, witness box, right? And Nnamdi Kanu is, going back and forth, walking back and forth, asking him questions that I put it to you, Mr. Buratai, did you, Buratai the butcher, did you not, you know what I mean? You know how kind of like theatrical that's going to be. So they won't take it. Then it will also expose them and the judiciary that they are just toothless. If they will not honor the invitation of Nnamdi Kanu, there are other two processes to get them to come in. Subpoena, which means court will say, you need to appear on social day, all of you. If they fail, another one is bench warrant arrest, arrest warrant. Wait till they got that thing again, bench warrant. That is to say, they will use police to drag them into that courtroom to come and answer Nnamdi Kanu. So to some of you who have no idea how this works, right? I'll give you an idea. Excuse me. Take a look at the list of the people Nnamdi Kanu wants to be invited. I did a piece on this yesterday, remember? I did a piece on this yesterday, and which was that why is he inviting all of these people? Well, here is one. So they say a DSS officer involved in kidnapping Nnamdi Kanu and bringing him to Kenya. Bringing him to Nigeria. So he wants to cross-examine the guy. right? So, regarding his direct involvement in the defendant's abduction and illegal transfer, fabrication of witness statements, and custodial abuses. So Nnamdi Kanu will face those who tortured him in court. Also, he wants Buratai, Tuko Buratai the butcher, right? Whose address is on your screen, okay? To testify on the 2017 invasion of Nnamdi Kanu's residence and the chain of command authorizing the military operation. David